Okay, Zabrina, let's tell everyone how we got here in the first place.
Yes, let's do that. I agree.
Let's start at the beginning. Take me back for a second, please. So, what was your first I can't believe I'm here moment in entertainment?
The first thought that comes to mind for me is when I started working with Lynn Jeter, and her clients included Wesley Jonathan, who played on that roller skating Sweetness
Hmm?
on Roll Bounce. Remember that roller
Oh, the
skating
song,
movie?
okay, okay.
Yeah, we need to show a picture of him.
Roll bounce.
Sweetness. It was that Roll Bounce movie with
Yeah.
Lil Bow
Uh-huh.
Wow. Bow
A
Wow.
little Bow Wow?
Yeah, he was
Well,
in
no,
that
he's not
movie,
little.
and Smollett, Journey Smollett was in that movie. But yeah, so that was one of her. Oh, and Nick Cannon was in the movie.
Oh, okay, okay.
But anyway, so Wesley was one of her clients, but her major big client at the time was Lisa Ray. And
Okay.
so I was working at Sony Pictures, but I was in the HR department, and that's kind of blah. It's one thing you say, oh yeah, I work at Sony Pictures, but it's so much like a lot of our guests have been saying, entertainment and music is a business. So it's probably double the amount of employees that work in finance and legal, business affairs,
Mm,
HR, all of those other, especially finance, because it's about the
mm,
money, right?
mhm, mhm.
Accounting and all of that. So just I transitioned out of that role, and I got the gig. It was like a independent consulting job with Lynn
Oh,
Jeter, and
okay.
so her the main client was Lisa Ray. It's like, oh wow, now I'm like in it to win it, And back when we had magazines still, trying to get her on the cover of magazines, Sister Sister, those the black hair magazines
Mhm.
that we used to get and stuff. So that was in 2001. And that was
Okay.
right around the time of 9/11 too,
Mm.
which was,
A challenging time in history. Very.
yeah. So I was working with her during 9/11 with Lynn Jeter, and they were actually out on a cruise.
Oh,
This cruise with Ray Lewis, who used to play for the Baltimore Ravens, football
okay.
player. So his name was Ray Lewis, and her name is Lisa Ray. And they did a calendar together. Lisa Ray, Ray Lewis calendar. And then they had this,
That's
party on
funny.
but it was in Baltimore. And so
Mm.
then, after 9/11, all the flights stopped, and
Mhm,
it was just a
mhm.
trip. So they were out at sea for a couple days,
Wow.
and stuck. And that was just a trip.
That sounds like COVID. Remember when COVID hit and everybody was on cruise ships? They had to just stay out there and just be
Hmm.
out there for
It was,
just.
yeah, very similar to that. No
Mhm,
traveling.
mhm.
Everybody's like all in.
Up in arms.
Yeah, that's a good
Mhm.
word.
So what was happening in that moment where, like, wait, okay, so for example, where were you and who were you around that made it feel real? Like, so for those moments that you were just talking about, did you ever meet Nick Cannon though? That you mentioned?
Yeah, I met him later when I
Oh,
was at BET when he was on Real Husbands of Hollywood.
oh, wow, that's such a good show. I think that's so funny. So what is
Yeah,
his personality like? Is it like exactly how he comes off on TV?
yeah, he's real, happy go lucky,
Mm.
real easygoing and funny. And I needed to set up an interview with him and Access Hollywood, and it's so many things going on. It's like you only got little slivers of time. And
Mhm.
I said, can you do this? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever you need. Real nice. And
Oh,
he has the charisma and charm and stuff.
it seems like he would. Seems like he would smell good too. Do you remember if he smelled good?
I didn't get that close,
Oh,
but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, he looks like he smells good. Yeah. But yeah, he must have a lot of charm and charisma with
mhm.
all the descendants that he's creating.
Exactly. And so, like, being in proximity to cultural icons, we're talking about the people that you were mentioning that you met through Lynn Jeter, as well as other moments in your, history and your journey. What did that feel like, though, for you? Because, like, when you were growing up, like a kid, were you thinking, oh, when I grow up, I want to be, in PR and I want to be
Yeah, no,
around, you weren't thinking that.
I wasn't thinking that at the time at all, not really. But my other mentor besides Lynn, before, during, and after, is Lisa. I mean, Laura Ball.
Oh,
And
yes.
she took me everywhere. And when I met Lynn at the Holly Robinson and Rodney Peete
Mm-hmm.
fundraiser
Mm-hmm.
in Hollywood at someone's home, and that's when I met Lynn. So it's like even when just meet somebody for 5 minutes, and then you have your opportunity to say, "Oh yeah, I do. I'm working on doing PR with Laura," and say I do this, that, da, da. And then so she called me, a few months later and asked me if I could, come work with her.
So it was good. It was one of those things where someone says they're going to call you and they actually do, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sometimes it happens and sometimes it
that's true.
doesn't. Sometimes you have to call them and you got to call them again and follow up and email and fax and send them a letter.
Exactly. Slow mail. So, what do people not see behind the scenes? The behind the scenes pressure, the long hours, making things happen quietly or quickly. It should be
Yeah,
either one,
it is
quickly
definitely
and
some
quietly.
long hours, ordering Chinese food at nine
Mm,
o'clock at night, trying to make it healthy. Sometimes folks get frazzled. It's a lot of time pressure. Like you only have a certain amount of time to get things done. And I think a lot of people probably do get high blood pressure working in
mm.
entertainment.
I agree. I think so. And did you was it similar? Is it similar to the hours of a personal assistant where you have to be on call 24/7, or no? You were actually able to go to sleep at 12 midnight or whatever, and you're not going to be getting phone calls, or what was that like?
It depends on what's going on, like what projects are happening. So
Mhm,
sometimes, yeah, you might get a call late or, on the weekend, Monday through Friday, that's
mhm.
out the window. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. No, there ain't no such thing. It's 24/7. It is 24/7. Especially nowadays with phones and back then it was like pagers or two
Mm,
ways.
mhm, exactly.
So it's even more so now.
But it was obviously worth it to you, like just for like, even if you weren't getting any sleep and you were completely stressed out on a daily
Yeah.
basis. This isn't in our actual questions, but I'm going to ask it. Did it make dating hard?
Kinda. I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, actually now I'm thinking, first I was thinking about myself, but a lot of publicists that I know, the majority of them don't have children or are not
Mm,
married, a lot of them. And
okay.
sometimes I look at my friends, it's like, sometimes I don't want to forward something that's mommy related
Mm,
if they don't have children,
yeah.
and then I didn't have a child until I was 48,
That's a
48.
blessing, a compute blessing. Oh my
Because
gosh.
we're having so much fun, all
Yes.
these red carpets, going flying, gotta go to New York and blah blah blah, all of this, and wardrobe, blah, just having fun. And next thing I know, wait a minute, I'm 40 something, and okay,
Ah.
I gotta have me a baby before I leave this planet. But you get caught up in all the fun, and then next thing you know, like so it could be hard on dating, and then sometimes divorces,
Mm,
just like with in front of the camera, you hear like Hollywood marriages don't last, but
yeah.
behind the cameras too, or you wait until after you're finished with that, the working in entertainment before you
Hmm.
settle down.
Yes, exactly. Was it hard having in your 40s? Having a baby at any age is challenging, but like in your 40s, were you scared though? Because I know they were probably every day, oh, this is a high risk pregnancy. Your doctor was probably throwing that at you all the time.
Yeah. No, I wasn't scared at all. It was
Oh,
a
good.
such a easy pregnancy.
Oh,
Zero morning sickness.
zero. Wow.
Zero. No sleepless nights, nothing.
Wow.
I would be tired, those are some of those symptoms, you'd be tired.
Hmm.
Had a few little, cravings of like salty food and pasta,
Mm, hmm.
it was a blessing though, actually, that I got gestational diabetes
Mm,
like in the third trimester. So I had to
mhm.
go on a real strict diet. But
Okay.
that was so good because I didn't lose weight, but I wasn't
Mhm.
gaining weight. You know how a lot of
Oh,
women,
yes.
weight, put on 40, 50,
Mhm.
100 pounds or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
I think I gained maybe 20 or maybe, I don't know, however many.
Wow.
Yeah, it was,
20?
my arms were all skinny and stuff.
Wow. Wow. And especially to keep that weight off like that in your 40s when our
Yeah.
metabolisms are lower anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was
Okay.
cool. That was good, And then after he was born, then the diabetes went away,
Mhm.
thankfully.
Mhm.
And he didn't have diabetes either.
Yay.
So then I was like, okay, well, I can go back to eating pancakes. Make some, I need to produce milk. So let me make some almond cookies, almond butter cookies, and all this stuff, Then the weight came back.
Like it does.
Yeah, like it does. But
That's
at the time
hilarious.
that, yeah, it was, and then I had a C-section, and it was really smooth sailing. I was
Mhm.
in, my friend Pam drove me to the hospital because Kevin had to work that particular day. But I went in. I went to check in at the hospital on a Saturday morning, but he wasn't born until Monday night. And then,
Oh, that's long labor.
but I didn't feel anything.
What? What?
No, I went ahead
What?
and got that epidural, you
Oh,
know.
I thought you meant naturally you didn't feel, because remember you didn't have the you didn't even have morning sickness. I was thought you were going to say, and I couldn't even feel my labor pains.
Yeah. I had the C-section, and then I didn't feel much at all. It was really slow. It took a long time. You know, he took his time. Turns out the umbilical cord wasn't around his neck, but it was in a knot, like earlier.
Oh, wow.
When they move around, they're moving around, and then
Yes.
it was in a knot. And so it's actually good that we didn't do natural, because it could have been
Exactly. It could have been detrimental.
yeah, it could have been an issue. So yeah, so he came Monday night, and I didn't leave until Friday. So I was in the hospital for a
Wow.
whole week.
Wow. So at least you got to be taken care of for that week, though. That's the good thing about it. You
That's
don't
what
have
everyone says, is
Mhm.
that after the C-section, the healing takes longer after a C-section. Or it
But
just depends, you know.
but Michael must have been like all over the womb to like get a knot in there. It's like how like all those somersaults he was
Doing
doing.
flips and stuff, having fun, dancing, moonwalking.
Now, how was his personality though? Did he come out like? Remember how you said he took his time to come out?
Hmm.
Is that actually in his personality now? Do you see that? Is he calm and taking time? And
Well, when he was first born, he was like 2 weeks early, maybe. That's
yeah,
that's
that's
nothing.
yeah.
That's nothing at
It's
all.
not
His due date was May 7th, but he came
Mhm.
on 4/20.
Okay.
That's such a cool birthday.
It is.
It's so cool. It's such a cool birthday. So that was like 3 weeks early, I guess, or whatever. And but he didn't really open his eyes for like 3 weeks. So he just was
Oh,
just real chill, real
okay.
chill. Yeah.
Okay, and he is like that. He is like that now.
He's pretty laid back. We're two
Hmm.
laid back folks. And then his father, Kevin, he's more of the, what is it, type A. But I can't wait to ask you these questions.
Okay.
Mother of 6 versus mother of 1. But just tying back to, being in entertainment. Yeah.
Mhm.
When you're really trying to get your foot in the door and find a job with benefits, because a lot of it is freelancing and no benefits, or
Mhm.
like a lot of my friends that own their PR firms,
Mhm.
it's rough.
Yeah,
It's a lot
a
of
lot of
work. It's a
work.
lot of fun, but
Mm.
you do have to sacrifice on some things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like starting your family life a little bit later because you
Yeah.
just are so involved earlier on.
Or even some that are married with children, they may not get to spend as much time with their
Yeah.
kids, seeing them grow up
Mhm.
because of the demanding hours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now let's flip it. Your turn, Laura. What was your entry into this world, the world of modeling and acting and LA life?
Mhm. I want to say it's twofold, or probably I'm going to make it short though. Just living in West LA, like just being in West LA. I think I guess when I think about it, like I have family members that are in the entertainment, but I never thought, oh, let me do that too. Like I have Aunt Mitty Lawrence, and she was amongst like the movement to bring more African American women into acting and all that, and she was like
Mm-hmm.
Miss Bronze at 18, Miss Bronze
Ah.
California, yes, and then my grandfather on my dad's side, so his father was a singer he was Norman Boyd Brooks, and so he was Norman and the Norman-Heirs. So
Oh.
I had those around me, and then as my aunt Denise, Yolanda's her real name, but we call her middle name Denise, who was with Michael Turner. She met him when she was 16. Michael Turner, which is Ike Turner from Ike and Tina Turner's son. So he lived in my mom owned a triplex off of Fairfax, below Pico in Fairfax, yeah. And because my mom was really good with finances too, by the way, in numbers. But so he lived in our triplex underneath, and we used to play, like he was self-taught with the guitar and the piano. But so just being around that, a melting pot of energies of people in entertainment. Oh, my stepdad being in the Dodgers. My mom married him. I was 10, and I still wear the bracelet that he gave me when they were dating. Yes, when they were dating at 10 years old. And so what kind of sparked it was when I turned 18, we had moved to Alta Loma, Rancho Cucamonga in like 1979, around that time. So I finished high school my last year in Alta Loma. Um,
Mhm.
and then because it was such a difference being in Alta Loma, Rancho Cucamonga, than LA, when I turned 18, I actually moved back to LA. And I don't even know
Yeah.
what made me think, oh, get into modeling. I think because I'm 5'9" and I was a skinny string bean, I felt, oh, let me give it a try. And so then
Mhm.
I did do that, but then also I got into modeling. I had a manager. We'll get into it later, but I worked at that private nightclub in Beverly Hills called For Law. But later, what I didn't do what I was supposed to be doing, Zabrina, like, because I was underage for one. I was working at the nightclub at 19 and doing the modeling, doing that, but just not fully dedicated. But I did like the album cover, I did runway shows, stuff like that. And I
Mhm.
revisited it later in life. Like when I had
Mhm.
my children, then I got them into different acting jobs and they were in stuff. And so
Mhm.
then I stopped that. And then my new phase, to tell you how where I am now, that just started only like 4 years ago or so, when I stepped back into modeling, acting, UGC, and all that fun stuff, which led me to,
Oh, okay. So that was recent. Okay. So what was your first big, I'm really in this moment?
it was when I got the album cover for Real to Real that we still have to try to find.
Oh,
Yes,
Real to Real. I remember
yes.
them. They performed at my high school.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. What was the school? What school was that?
Blair
Oh,
High
Blair High
School,
School. Okay.
Pasadena.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yes. And so, yeah, that was one of, even though we had known them as friends earlier on, and that's a whole nother story. But when I did that, because I did like my first modeling show was at the iconic Palace. It was a theater first, and it became a nightclub
Hmm.
in the 80s. And so that was my first on stage doing something,
Hmm.
and I felt really cool, and I loved that, and that was fun. But when I was in that, because the album was only my head, so they've called in a special massage therapist because I had to
Um,
keep just going like this, and I just loved it. So that was my moment where I
um,
was like, okay, this is
mhm.
it, this is something I really want to do.
It is exciting living in LA.
Yes.
Growing up in LA.
Yep.
And I think we talked about that. Like so many people say, "Oh, you lived in LA. Why did you want to move here?" I mean, there's a lot of different reasons, but yeah, we can talk about that. Oh, wow. So then being, working in, music and modeling, at that early age, what was a behind the scenes reality for you that, people, the public doesn't usually see?
Okay. Like behind the scenes, what they don't really see, they don't get to see like how real, okay, like when you're around the people, the stars or whatever,
Hmm.
how they are really sometimes not as comfortable or as confident as they appear to be. Like everybody knows that Robin Williams is shy, and well, I don't know if everybody knows that. You wouldn't think Robin Williams is shy because when you see him as Mork and Mindy, like
Oh,
when you see his
right.
person, he has a big personality, but
Hmm.
in real life, he's very quiet. He likes to blend into the background more. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I
Someone else that's like that, just,
who
to share
who
it. Wayne Brady.
what
Yeah.
Wayne Brady, because
Well,
he's
just
just
because like people say, oh, you met all these people, you've worked with all
hmm
these people. It was for about an hour.
hmm
So he hosted BET Honors a couple of years. And so he had an interview on the top. And so I had to, organize that, what have you, accompany him there and do everything that publicists do.
hmm
But he was so chill. He was like really just quiet, very quiet.
oh
Like
wow
it seemed like maybe he was had been meditating
oh
or maybe just taking a nap. I don't know, but in his dressing room. But he was only in his dressing room for about 10 minutes. So maybe he was just getting himself centered and stuff, just real
mm.
quiet. But then when the interview started and he's went on stage and everything, he's like, oh, da, da, da. You know how he does a lot of impersonations and all of
Yes,
that. He
yes.
sings, dances, everything. But I think maybe they have to preserve their energy. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure. I
Or
don't know.
there just could be shy, because remember when we found out more, it was more public after Robin Williams transitioned, that he was depressed and suffered from depression and all of that too. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and I thought also to another person that was, let's see, oh, when my kids were, Dominique, my second to the oldest, Dominique Rivers, she was in a background for Liar Liar. And so we got to be around I want to say we got to be around. How is his name? Jim
Hey.
Carrey. Jim Carrey. Jim
Okay.
Carrey. He is different than you would think too in person because he's so focused. He didn't allow, like, when he's on the set, all the parents have to be nowhere around him. We weren't allowed to be within probably like 500 feet of him. He didn't allow any hi, none of that. And I asked Dominique, I was like, so what is he like though when he's actually on the scene with you? She said he's very nice to the kids. Like he would, like in between takes, he'll actually chat with them. He just didn't want any outside stimulation from any adults, anybody that wasn't the children. And even on our wrap up day of the thing, he kept everybody sitting outside on the front stairs of the school that we were shooting at because we were all waiting for him to come out to take a group picture. He never came. He never came. I know. All the parents, because they were like, oh, since you guys didn't get to be around Jim, he said that we all could come and take a picture. So let's get everybody on the stairs. And he's going to come out and he'll take a picture with the parents, but just as a group, not singularly. So we're all just lined up for like 10, 15 minutes. Nothing. And finally it said, oh, never mind, he's gone for the day. So it's like, yeah. So people don't know things like that.
Yeah. It happens.
It does.
Yeah. It does. So now let's talk about LA in our 20s. What a time. I mean, I remember, did you ever use a fake ID?
First I was in LA. I was going out. I started going out illegally at 19. And when I used to go out, you didn't even need a fake ID. As long as you were cute and you were with a bunch of girls, they didn't even ask. We used to have a 16-year-old in our group at a 21, and voila, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you didn't need a fake ID.
No.
Okay. I had one. I had two, actually. First,
you seem so innocent, Zabrina, so it's so shocking. Yes.
Well, just getting in the club, that's all. Just to get in. But sometimes people say, oh, you go out so much, or, girls or guys, whatever, you going out. But at that time, we were just going to dance. We weren't trying to do whatever, other things, just to dance and have fun, So, but I remember in the dorms at Long Beach State, one of my dorm mates, she was a graphic artist major, graphic design. And so she had all these little pencils, and she changed the number on the year with the pencil, with an eraser and a pencil, right?
Wait,
so the guy at the bouncer or whatever, he put what? How did he know? He put the driver's license up to the light bulb.
Wait.
How did he know? We thought we was the first one to come up with that.
Wait, okay, no, I have to show this film. This came from a clip of one of our other interviews, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because this is the shy girl. Watch.
Welcome back to Frankly Females. We celebrate African American History Month. We have with us Zabrina Horton, and you're going to Cal State Long Beach, my alma mater.
All right.
Put that in there.
You're so cute. Morgan. Look, I had to show that because to me, that's the one that would have been asking for the fake ID, and you're so innocent. You're like, your voice is so high. It's so cute.
I was you know what? I forgot about that. Like being interviewed on a TV show, like that's a pretty big thing. I was 21, I think there already. I was already 21. But I remember I was nervous, so I didn't really talk a lot. Like with my partner and Laura Ball, they did a lot of the talking. I just did little short answers. I was like little short. I don't know why, but I don't know.
Because you were shy, you said a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I don't know. I should have prepared better too. But see, when you have a partner and somebody like Laura that's so professional, we just let her answer all questions.
That's so cute. Okay. I had to show that.
Oh God, yeah. The 20s was the 80s for us. Mm-hmm. Yes, the 80s was just the bomb. Oh my God. So what did a typical night out in LA look for you back then?
Okay. None of the nights were typical because each night was just it was like a new experience, a new fun experience. Who's going to come into the club tonight? Which club are we actually going to go to?
What places were you going? What were the names of the clubs that you used to go to?
It seems like, hold on one second.
Now see this, I can remember because this is important.
I know, because I know you're able to name off more than I, because I know where they're located, but some of my I can't remember all their names. But obviously, Voila was a major one.
Voila.
Yes, Carlos and Charlie's off of
Okay,
Sunset.
Carlos and Charlie's went there. Used to
Yes,
go there.
I remember you mentioned that the Red Onion, but that was later. I think the Red Onion was closer to like the end of the '90s and part of the end of the '80s and '90s was Red Onion,
Red
I
Onion
think.
on Wilshire.
Yes. But in the '80s, there was another one that was actually our competition to Voila, but I can't remember the name of it. Let's see. What were you going to say too? There was. Go on.
They must not have been that good if you don't even remember. So yeah, okay, Carlos and Paradise. Paradise.
Oh yeah, Paradise.
Paradise was the one. The one. There was Tiberios, Golden Tail. That was like out in El Segundo or something.
Okay.
And Pizzazz.
What about Odyssey? Odyssey.
I
The
don't
Odyssey.
remember Odyssey. Pizzazz was in Marina Del Rey.
Oh, okay.
Something. Oh, yeah, my friend, she met her husband there at Pizzazz.
Did you guys ever go to like Fat Burger after that? Like Fat Burger was the place. And
yeah, sometimes.
Pinky's hot dogs.
We didn't go there, but yeah, Fat Burgers, or we would just go to like IHOP or Denny's.
Oh
like,
yeah,
there was I think a Denny's there on Sunset, Gower, Highland, Hollywood, and Highland. I don't know the names of them. They change after a while, but it's the same location, but they just changed the name.
And then there was like that deli. There was a deli across from Fairfax High School that everybody would go to. I can't remember the name of that one either.
Yeah, there's a deli, Johnny's. Is it Johnny's? There's one across the street from Cedar Sinai or something. Anyway, so the club scene in the 80s. What did you guys used to wear? Like
yes, I used to wear, like I mentioned to my sister, like because I loved the style of Madonna. My bracelets, I do have a picture, I just don't know where it is, where my bracelets were from here to here. Like I had all silver and tarnished silver, tarnished gold, because I wasn't like I'm rich back then, so it wasn't like yes. So I love Madonna style.
Day glow. Did you wear like a lot of fluorescent colors?
No, not so much fluorescent, but more like like a shabby chic, I would think they would call it now. Like we did a lot of our shopping at the thrift stores, and so we would get ideas from the thrift stores, Melrose and stuff like that.
You wear glove, like lace gloves?
Yes, definitely the lace gloves. Yes, and then for a time I actually went through not the lace gloves, but the black gloves like Michael. So then I would wear like the black driving gloves was a style as well.
Yeah.
Some cute styles. Oh wait, and then what about when Grease was out? Remember? So everybody was wearing the black spandex pants,
and the candies.
And the candies.
Yes, the candies. It had to be the authentic candies with the candy stamp.
Yes. And do you remember the hill was so high for girls though? In high school, the hill was ridiculous. And I was already 5'9", so I bought some, but never wore them. I don't think I even wore them once because I was already tall. And like the boys in high school, I was taller than most of them anyway.
Oh, okay. So. Wow. So let's see. What song comes on nowadays, however many years later, that instantly takes you back to that time?
Okay.
Like say when you were working at Voila, like what were the songs playing all the time?
Okay, because it's so weird. Not weird, but there's so many songs that like come to mind because I listened to a diverse amount. It was like, it was pop, which was like, Tainted Love, like Come On Eileen, because like Voila played a variety of music, but then I would also go to, I think it was called Eden or East of Eden.
Garden of Eden?
Garden of Eden, yes.
Okay,
Garden
that's
of Eden.
Another one.
Yes, yes. And so I would also go to places that had alternative
Coconut
music.
Teasers.
Oh, yes, I do.
Coconut Teasers.
Yes. I love that.
Oh, the Speakeasy?
Oh, the Speakeasy, yes. And there was another one. There was something.
I remember one time I fell asleep there. One too many.
There was one off of some little small one off of, it seems like Slauson and, well, not Slauson, it was Crenshaw. It was around Crenshaw and something. And we actually, what's her name? She has a one-word name for her. She's an actress, and she was on 227 first. And she has a high-pitched voice. and she's
Oh,
really
Jackie.
yes. Oh my gosh, I
Mm-hmm.
love her. She was
Mm-hmm.
so friendly and so nice, and she used to be there like on Fridays, and we kind of made friends, but where we didn't, I didn't, she didn't know my name, but she would be so friendly, like, oh yeah, I'll be there next week. I'll see you next week, and she literally would be there. So she
Mm.
was so
Was
fun.
it Maverick's Flat?
Oh, that was it, huh? Was that? Yes, probably, because that
I mean,
sounds
that's on.
familiar.
It's on Crenshaw.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and it wasn't diverse though. It was all one, it was all of us
Yeah.
only.
Mm-hmm.
The music was really good, and then for her to be so down to earth, just be there. But she's down to earth. But you asked like one of the songs that like takes me back is "Let the Music Play." Do you remember
Let the
"Let the
music.
Music Play"?
Shannon. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. And the reason that is because that was the song. Like my manager, like when I did my first hair show at the Palace, right? I came in a week before the show. Like, say, for example, the show is going to be on Saturday. On Monday was when she said, well, somebody dropped out, so can you take her place? And I'm like, well, how long has everybody else been practicing? 3 months. I'm like, what? So I said, okay, of course,
Mm-hmm.
completely nervous. But then I met one
Mm-hmm.
of my best friends who became my best friend. Her name was Lori Smith, because I was like, how am I supposed to learn a routine in 5 days when everybody else? But anyway,
Yeah.
my manager at the time said, Laura, because we were close friends, she was like, what song is real popular? Because we're trying to figure out a good entry song. And I chose that one because that was the one I used to bump in the car all the time. So
Okay.
that was the main song. Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why that
So,
brings
what
me
kind of
back.
routine did you have to learn? Like,
We had to do because it was a hair show, so we had to be dressed cute. But then, like they did our hair in different styles. Of course, back then they don't. It was a Beverly Hills studio, a Beverly Hills salon in the actual Beverly Hills Beverly Center, and
yeah.
so they didn't know how to do black girl hair at all.
Uh,
So all they did was they washed my hair, they blow dried it, which is not even a style, and then put I know they put like some hairspray just to make it stick up in any different way. I was not a happy camper because it was like, I never wear my hair like this. I would
mm-hmm.
never wear my hair like this.
Mm-hmm.
But because of what I was
Mm.
doing, I had to get into the moment and pretend
Yeah.
like I thought it was sexy when
Yeah.
everybody else had really cool, cute hairstyles.
Aw.
Mine was just, so
It was
yeah.
futuristic.
Yes. So the movements were like, we had to learn, what to do as we're walking in. And then we also had like a few seconds of what she called it, like freelance dancing. So you just had to move with the music or do something like that when the light
Mm-hmm.
was on us. And
Oh,
then
okay.
so yeah. So it was
Oh,
fun.
okay.
Yeah, it
So,
was
what about
fun.
the dances? Do you
Oh
remember what
yeah.
dances you were doing? Because
Sabrina,
you.
you're better at that. I want to ask you that question. You can actually name the dances and do them. I don't remember the names. I can remember the names of some, but I definitely can't do
We have
all
to
of
do
them.
them.
You
We
do
have to
them
do
really
some.
good.
Hmm.
Yes. You do them the bomb.
Well, the question about like what music, what I think of, like at Paradise, it was loose ends, slow down, Tony,
Okay.
Hammer.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Hammer.
Guy. See,
Oh
that was
yeah.
kind of like the little bit later 80s.
Okay.
Let's see who. Well, then
What about
Michael, of
Prince?
course.
And Prince? What about Prince?
Yeah, yeah. Prince, Housequake. That
Oh
was the jam.
wow. Okay. Because I always think of like when Doves Cry always brings me back to the 80s, the whole Purple Rain album, but obviously Thriller, because that was like
Mhm.
the first video story. We did have MTV with short video clips. Like I remember Aha's because it was like
Oh,
animated
on me.
for their
Mhm.
yes, and I love Take on Me.
On me.
Yes, yes.
That's a good one.
Yes. But I
And
remember
ma'am, wake me up before you go.
I do, yes. And I have like Come On Eileen and then the safety dance. Remember the safety dance? And then
Mm-hmm.
Voices Carry. Remember that song? And
Yeah.
then Obsession. You are an obsession. You're my obsession. Remember that one? Do you remember that Obsession
I
song?
do. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I started thinking about, okay, what were the black ones at that time, which was like Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan
Mm.
and Funkin' for Jamaica. Remember?
Pumping for Jamaica. Oh
Yes, I used
yeah.
to
Oh
love
yeah.
that. Yes,
Mm.
yes. And then, of course, Stay With Me Tonight brings me back. Jeffrey Osborne, Stay With Me
Oh,
Tonight.
okay. Uh-huh.
hmm
Uh-huh.
And then Billy Ocean. Remember Billy Ocean? Caribbean Queen.
Suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had some good jams.
yeah.
I mean, like I can't think of it. That's crazy. I can't think of it right now.
You're having a mommy moment.
Yes, I'm on. All right. So let's see. We talked about the styles. We talked about the clubs. We talked about the songs and the dances. Now, give me an only in LA moment. Something that could only happen there.
I got a good one.
Okay.
I have a lot, but I have some you can't tell. But I mean, I would never tell. So this one I can tell. This
Mhm.
was the only in LA. Would you see Eddie Murphy and sitting in a booth with a manager. Like he looked like, okay, this is what happened. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you were a star or something, or a celebrity or entertainment or well-known, famous or whatever, and voila, they would just give you an honorary gold card. So it's the highest one.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and so, but the only thing is, if you're a man, they don't want you coming in with entourage of 20 guys or even
Mhm.
10. Five maximum, I think, and the rest girls. You can bring in as many girls as you want. But anyway, Eddie Murphy traveled with probably 15 to, I'm not exaggerating, probably like 10 to 15 men. Because
Mhm.
I guess, he's loyal. Those are his boys. Those are his peeps. So the second time they told him, okay, Eddie, please don't bring, this many guys, because
Mhm.
we're not going to let you in if you do. So him being him thought, that's fine. Okay, but I won't do it. He did it again. And
Mhm.
so what the manager, I was the hostess in the front at the time, and there's a mirror where we can see through what's going on in the office, but those people can't see out, right? So instead, the boss had forgot to close the shade, and he was like, okay, did Eddie come in here again with a lot of guys? And we were like, yeah, sorry. He could see that he did, because there was a whole bunch of men, right? So he said, can you tell him to come into the office then, because I'm going to have
Mhm.
to talk to him about that.
Mhm.
And so when he came, he
Uh-uh.
went in. I know Eddie looked like a schoolboy, like caught in the principal's office. So he's sitting there with the manager, giving him a lecture on why to follow the rules and not do that. And we could just see Eddie looking, because the owner forgot to close the black curtain, so all of
Mhm.
us in the entryway could look, and to see him just looking sad, forlorn.
Okay.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. So yes, only in LA.
Mm. Being reprimanded by the nightclub owner.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Yes. Do you have one too? Do you have an only in LA? You probably have a lot, but like one you could remember off the top of your head.
Let's see. Being at Jim Brown's house,
Mm,
he was, just so people know who he was,
hmm
is he still living? Yeah. Football player. But I don't know, like being not really caught up, but like, you can find yourself at, people's houses
hmm
in the Hollywood Hills at
hmm
private parties or after parties.
Exactly.
And
And because you started to butt in, but you mentioned Jim Brown. So my aunt, actually, Auntie Mitty, Jim wanted to date her, but she actually chose her husband, who she ended up getting a divorce for too. But yeah,
mhm.
because she was in the acting world, obviously, and Jim was a popular. But you
Uh-huh.
remember all that stuff about him, though? He turned out to be an abuser, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I recall. Yeah, kind
I
of.
think that was that. So she dodged a bullet, except for her.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. So
Hmm.
that's the whole dodging of the
Well,
bullet.
another only in LA moment is that I think of is the guy at Venice Beach that
Oh,
with the white turban and he plays
yes,
a guitar and he
yes,
comes up and sings to everybody. He's like dressed in all white
yes,
turban. He's
yes.
so cool. Venice Beach is like one of my favorite places
It was
in
so
the world.
fun seeing him. Wasn't it fun seeing? Okay, like remember first it was we would just see him. He wasn't even on TV. Remember, like when we
Hmm.
would just be at Venice Beach, we see the guy. Nobody knew him, but he would be fine, waving like. And then what? It was like a few years later. I think what it was, he was on a. Somebody was filming something like the news or something, so he was in the background. Or I think it
Oh,
was those.
okay.
Wait, those blue blockers. Do you remember those blue blocker glasses? I think it had to do with the first. It was a black guy that used to do something with blue blocker glasses, because he was at Venice Beach too.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess once they saw the turban guy, then you would see him in the background of movies and extras. Did you notice
Hmm.
that he was in?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Hmm.
was like, okay. So he
Hmm.
started, he got a career and he wasn't even trying.
Wow. Yeah, he's,
Right?
he's pretty iconic. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, but yeah, going to clubs, I remember going with my girl Nicole and Rosita and
Mhm.
Eric and folks, but she didn't like to wait in line, so we would just follow her and go to the front of the line.
Yes, and that was me. I didn't like to wait in lines either. So I would go, because also too, being a hostess at For Allah, I could go to other clubs and people would have seen me. So I would just go in the front of the line too,
Hmm.
and with my girlfriends as well. And another thing about what you're mentioning in LA, like I mentioned Eddie Murphy, and I actually was at his mansion twice in Bel Air, at after parties with him. But he because he was in the limelight, he would just go upstairs. So he would
Hmm.
have the party could be at his house, but he
Hmm.
wasn't there. He would
In
go
the
off.
yeah.
Yeah, he would go
Hmm.
upstairs. And then my cousin Ozzy, as I mentioned, she for a short stint, dated Charlie for a second, Charlie Murphy.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So there's
Hmm.
lots of those moments, like you said, where you're at someone's famous, their house or in their home. And
Hmm.
like Jerry Buss, I'll talk about that in a whole nother segment, because that
And
was.
Jerry Buss, was he's the owner of the Lakers
Yes,
or
yes.
okay. Hmm.
He's no longer alive, but he was a really great person, like even though
LA is just the place to be.
exactly.
Yeah.
So only in LA can you find yourself in Jerry Buss's mansion or in some Arab prince's who's next in line, but probably like 13 in line, his mansion. Just only in LA. Only in
Yeah.
LA.
It's the place to be.
Yes. Well, not now though. I'm happy where I am, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, back then for sure.
Oh yeah, back then, yeah.
And life starts to shift. So when did that happen for you?
So you go first and then.
Well, like after having children, or a child, after a while, working red carpets, working in the entertainment industry, red carpets, parties, all this and that, celebrities here and there, and that's just part of the job. It's cool. It's really fun in your 20s, 30s, 40s. But around in the 50s, it's like, okay, I do not feel like wearing these heels anymore. And then, you're looking at the clock. Okay, is it time? Is this party over yet? I'm ready to go.
Yes, I know those days. I know that.
So,
yes.
And
Totally
then becoming a mom, it is, so becoming a mom, you don't go out as much anymore. But then now I'm in what they call the sandwich generation. And it's a lot of folks that, that we're still raising children, but we're also like raising our parents or, we wouldn't say that around them, of course, because they're the ones in charge, right? But, we have to take care of them. We have to make all, decisions for them and make sure they're doing what they need, eating right and just so much. So it's, we're right in the middle of both slices of bread, the older parents and then the children. So that is a life shift.
That is
for sure.
Well, what about getting married for you, getting married in the first place, right? Was that because the reason I'm saying it is because your career was your first love. Your career was you were
spending so much time.
You were exactly. And so what made you, I guess it was what you said, because you were like getting a little bit in your almost in your 40s probably and thinking, I haven't, started my family yet. Is that what happened? Or
Yeah. Mid 40s. Yeah. Because then time is really running out. It's running out. So, but all these different stages in life, they're all great. They're all beautiful. And, but responsibilities, and choices and decisions that you make. And that's something that some of our guests will talk about is being prepared for this time, of if you have to take care of your parent, if, so many of them say, no, don't put me in no home. I don't want to go to, I want to stay here at home. Yeah. And they just can't live by themselves anymore. So how to prepare for that financially and then for ourselves when we get to that age too. Yeah. But we're still just trying to make it fun. And that's why music is so important because it just lightens, like it's like a reward kind of.
I know.
At the end of the day or the end of the week, we can have this, our music listening fun time.
Yes, like the listening lounge party that we're going to be having with Music Memory Lane, and the listening is just going to be so uplifting for everybody. I love music. I don't even know what our world would be like without music. It would be just dull and dry and just because it just also brings people together. Remember I was mentioning before how music brings people of different colors together. It's universal.
So for you, I believe you told me you had to take care of both your mom and your dad at the same time?
Yes, my stepdad, yes, Tommy, because my dad had my biological Gilbert Noel Bricks, I love so much, and I credit my spirituality path to him. He had already transitioned 2 years prior, and then in 2023, it seems like, it was when Tommy, so in 2020, I think like 21 or something, we started thinking that they lived in still the house in Alta Loma, and it has 2 stories, it has stairs. Tommy had fallen a few times. Mom wasn't happy. She had a leg issue, and just things were not great. And they just started having more health issues and things where they weren't taking care of them responsibly because of their age and, just what they were going through. And so as sisters, there's 3 of us, we decided to move them to Arizona where I was at the time.
So they moved in with you?
No, not that time. Not yet.
Oh.
They moved because Tommy's, he needed medical care, more medical care than anybody in a home could actually facilitate, which is really hard on the family because, of course, you want your parents with you, But if you can't do it medically, what are you going to do? You have to put them somewhere where you know they're going to be taken care of.
Right.
So because mom wanted to be where Tommy was, we got them a really nice, which is hard to find, place, assisted living place. And when I say hard
Okay.
to find, I just mean it's just you have to do your homework. You already know, Sabrina. You have
Mm-hmm.
to do your homework. You have to find the right place. You have to find the right fit. You have to make sure their doctors can go there. It's a whole list of things you
Oh
do.
yeah. Yeah. It's a
So,
lot.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they're in the assisted living, you're still monitoring them every day. You're just not
Mm-hmm.
in the same living space. So once Tommy, because he developed Alzheimer's, and mom had some dementia because of a stroke she had had, but not to where she couldn't speak or anything like that. It just
Mm-hmm.
deprived oxygen from her brain for a short amount of
Oh.
time.
Mm.
So that when Tommy started declining too much and it was getting just too hard for mom to even be in the same assisted living because they shared a close quarters together,
Oh.
that's when I decided, and I actually too had filmed. I put a camera in the assisted living, and I could see how they were not nice to her in the morning, and they were being really
Mm.
abrupt, and it just broke my heart. I was like, she can't stay
Oh.
there. She can't
Mm-hmm.
stay there. We got to move her. And then that's when I moved her. We both moved into this cute little place in Arizona. I mean Phoenix. So it was the best thing, Litchfield Park actually, which it was the best thing I've ever did. Like how Ishi Light, we just interviewed the beautiful, wonderful Ishi Light, who was
Mm-hmm.
saying the time she spent with her mom was a blessing. That's how I feel about it too. Even
Yeah.
though, as Sabrina knows, people at that stage of life can sometimes be. I used to say instead of dementia, I used to say she has dementia because it just
Ooh.
made it lighter. Yeah, she has dementia. She's being mean right now. So you
Yeah.
have to try to make light of it because they're not doing it on purpose. They're not
Mm-hmm.
being mean on purpose. They're not being crotchety. They're not being, in some cases, violent. If you're trying to have someone take a bath or shower, you know what I mean? Their mind's not the
It's
way.
really mostly just their mouth. You just gotta be like, you just gotta be okay. Okay. Okay, I'll be back. Leave the room.
Exactly.
And that's I don't smoke cigarettes, but like some caregivers, ooh, they just gotta have a cigarette, whatever.
Yeah, you just have to
But
just
it's
take it.
you just have to get along, figure out some phrases, and what it is that they like if
Mhm.
they like to talk, and they just want to be right. So
Yes.
sometimes they could say, oh, this is pink, or this is blue. No, it's not. That's blue. You know what? Yeah, it is blue. Okay.
Well, no, the hard one is the bath, though, and I get that. So you know how some
Mm-hmm.
people say the bath and showers because the water, the different,
It's
the heat,
it's
the still
cold. Ah,
right.
oh,
But
yeah,
once they're in
oh.
it, and after they feel so comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I say. I say, well, it's
Yes.
so refreshing. You're gonna feel so good
Mhm.
after,
Mhm.
and then they're afraid they're gonna fall,
Mhm.
and that's part of it too. They don't want to
Mhm.
fall. It's cold, and all these complaints. But you just have to sometimes just let them go, in one ear, out the other, and then
Exactly.
focus on things that they do like. So, mom loves the Dodgers, which is
Yay! Woo woo.
and the season just started, and it's a whole another 150 more games to go.
And music. They
Oh
love
yeah.
music too. The music is really calming.
For sure.
Music and the songs that they used to dance to and have all those good memories, right?
Yeah, yeah, and can
Mhm.
sing the whole song, and it reminds them of high school dances
Mhm.
and crushes and things,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yeah. So that's what we got to do. Just focus on the positive. But
Mhm.
it's definitely a good practice.
And
It's
it's the best time that you like when they are no longer here, you really value that time. Like
hmm
I really, even when
for
mom
sure.
could be having dementia, she wasn't that all the time. And so,
Mhm.
I feel blessed that I
Yeah.
did get to spend those times with her.
Yeah, for sure. Because you think about like my father used to take me to get ice cream every Sunday. So
Oh, I
how
love
could I
that.
not? Just little stuff like that. How could I
Yeah.
not pick him
Mhm.
up
Mhm.
from hit where he was living
Mhm.
and bring him home on with me on Sundays and have dinner and
Mm.
stuff? Like how can you
Exactly.
not? It's
Mm.
how can you not like give
Mhm.
them the fun and love and stuff that they
Exactly. That
gave
they gave
you?
you. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, so that's a big shift. So for
Yeah.
us now, as we are in this new phase of life, the music, and that is part of the whole mission of Music Memory Lane, is we want to
Mhm.
be able to provide these same feelings and happy emotions to not just the seniors, but their family members and their caregivers too, so they can have a little break.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the music just brings everyone back to themselves.
Yes.
So Laura, I got some questions for you. You got some questions for me. We're going to do this back and forth style. Okay. All right. So we're going to keep it quick and we're not going to overthink. All right. So VIP section or dance floor?
Okay. Back in the day, it would have been VIP section and dance floor, but now it will be VIP section and occasional dance floor. Okay. What about heels or sneakers?
Oh, now it's sneakers. It's flats, some cute flats, some cute sandal, supportive sandals.
Exactly.
Okay, so arrive early or show up fashionably late.
Oh, okay.
Never early to play.
Neither. We were heading out like at 11 p.m. and Tommy used to say, "You and Kelly, you guys are just now leaving." Yeah. So show up fashionably late.
The party doesn't start till we walk in.
Exactly.
They're waiting for us, but we're coming.
Exactly. Okay. Now, after party or go home?
Definitely after party. Yes, definitely after party. Even now, still.
Oh, wow. Okay. For me, it was definitely after party. But now, go home. I'm tired, Sabrina. I want to be home
with
watching
COVID,
my shows.
With COVID, the party is right here at the house.
That's true.
And the after party is here too.
Okay. In that case, yeah. After party still.
Yeah. And then breakfast around noon the next day. Which is more like, brunch.
Yes.
With a whole pot of coffee. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna have some coffee now. R&B or hip hop?
Now it would probably because I like old school hip hop though. So I'm gonna go with old school hip hop and with right close behind it R&B. Right close behind it. Yes.
So neck and neck.
Exactly. So for you, slow jams or party anthems?
Party, party, party. Money, money, money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking of like those jams from the 70s and the 80s.
Yes. The fun ones, the fun songs.
Yes, fun. So for you, 90s or early 2000s?
90s.
Okay, yeah. 90s
and for
was
you, cassette player, CD, or iPod?
I'd say now it's YouTube.
Yes.
Just put on some YouTube, do a playlist like that. Or what's the other one? Like Pandora. I don't do those other like download streams and stuff like that. I just do YouTube.
Okay.
All right. So now let's go to the next round. Okay. What is a song that makes you get up no matter what?
Atomic Dog. Yes. No matter what, I will get up for Atomic Dog.
I mean, it's so many. I mean, it's like any song, really, for me.
I know, right?
I get up on any song. That's, they used to say, like, on Soul Train, the Soul Train dancers, some of them, every now and then they would play songs that were like, why do they play that song? Like Van Halen or something. But you have to be able to dance to any song.
Exactly. Okay. Now, what was your first concert that you ever went to?
I think it was, besides gospel church concerts and orchestra, symphony concerts my grandmother used to take us to. I think it might have been Prince.
Oh, Zabrina, you're breaking my heart. You know how I never even got to go. And you've gone to more than one. How many have you gone to of Prince? 3, I think you said?
At least more like 7 or 8 or 9.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you are so blessed.
From what album was that? Purple Rain in 1999, and then all of the musicology, all up until when was that? When he did like a whole bunch of nights at the Forum. He did and the tickets were only like $25 or something like that.
Wow, he made it affordable on purpose, huh? So people can actually go.
Yeah, and we went like 3 times.
Wow. Oh, I love that.
How could you not go at that price?
Exactly.
Okay, so what was your first concert, Laura?
Mine was remember we Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ooh, I
And
love me
then
some Earth, Wind and
yes,
Fire.
and my second was because I used to love Do Wah Diddy was Roger Zap. My
Oh
second was
yes.
Zap.
Oh, now
Hmm.
that's Zap is definitely more bounce to
Iconic.
the ounce.
Yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
That's the jam.
Uh-huh. And
And
you
I
know what
um
happened though? Okay, so I was only 17 when we went, right? And I am 420 friendly now, and I wasn't there. I never smoked, right? But I guess other people were smoking, and it was so crowded. I'm so happy I got to see their whole performance, Sabrina, but because I was yelling and screaming and dancing. When the next group came on, I felt faint. I felt like I was getting ready to faint.
um
Yes, and my friend, high school friend Daryl, literally had to, and my cousin Davy, they had to help me, pull me out and take me to the car. My purse had fallen on the floor, and I
oh
was literally telling, yes, I
no.
was like, Davy, my purse is on the floor. It was hooked to my shoe, Sabrina. It was hooked, the strap was hooked to my shoe. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, but at least my thing was I'm so glad I got to see them at first though. But I
Yeah.
wasn't used to like all of that. It was too much stimulation. I couldn't breathe. The crowd was a lot. Someone was smoking weed. I felt like I'm gonna faint.
Oh boy.
That was my concert experience
Did
in
you
the
ever
80s.
go to the Budweiser Superfest? Do you remember that at the
Oh,
Coliseum?
wait, I wonder. No, I don't think I did.
It was
That sounds
like
popular though. What year
well
was
the
that? The
main
90s?
this was the 80s, the
Okay,
80s.
okay.
Like Frankie Beverly Mays, right?
Oh,
Get
okay.
it right.
Mhm.
Mays featuring
Maze.
Frankie Beverly. The Gap Band,
Ooh, the Gap
Atlantic
Band. Oh,
Star.
wow.
There was a lot of
Okay.
groups. Oh, Luther Vandross.
Wow. I
Mm-hmm.
love that.
That was
Th-
so much fun.
That does sound fun. That's something that Davey would have went to. My cousin. He seems like he would have went there because he loved Frankie Beverly.
Oh yeah, he's
Yes,
great.
and
Yeah.
Maze. Hmm.
Okay, so next question is, who was your celebrity crush back then
Oh
in the
gosh.
in
In
your
the
20s?
in my 20s. Okay, a
Mm-hmm.
celebrity crush. In my 20s. I'm trying to think if it was an actor or if it was somebody. I don't even I
Well,
can't.
come on now. You can't even think of. Oh, what about the guy from Miami Vice, Philip Michael Thomas? He
Oh
seems like
yeah,
he's
he
your
was
type.
cute. He was cute. He is still cute. Yes, he's a cutie. He's a cutie.
Hmm.
Who's yours? Because I
Well,
have
of
to
course,
think of
you
it.
know, you can take a
I
guess.
do. MJ. Is it
Michael
MJ? Yes,
Jackson, of
yes,
course.
yes. I think I had so many, which would be why. Like I can't
Yeah.
even think of who the. Oh, I liked Billy Idol. I thought Billy Idol was
Oh,
so cute
okay.
with his hair, blonde hair being like that, and that English accent.
Yeah.
And what is it? White Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
So he
And
was
he had that
cute.
slow song, "Eyes Without a Face."
Oh
Remember that one?
yes,
That
yeah.
was a good song.
It
He
is
had a
true.
nice voice.
Yes, yes, he did. Yes, he
What
did.
about George Michael? Do you like
Oh
him?
yes, I
I
love
like
George
him.
Michael. Me
Hmm.
too. I
Now
love
he's
his
yeah,
voice.
yeah.
And he was a cutie too. He was a cutie.
Hmm. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, he's
Yeah, he was
really
very good looking.
gorgeous. Yeah, very
Hmm.
good looking.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so what is one oh I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's for
I'm
you.
overstepping my
Yes.
bounds.
So, what is one word? What one word would you use to describe your 20s?
I
Let
would
me
just
hear
say
that.
fun. I mean,
Ooh,
my
I
whole
like
life is
that.
just fun. It's well,
Oh,
I don't say party because,
I
but
know what you mean by fun. It's happy and fun moments, right?
yeah, that's the whole objective. Have fun. Let's have some fun, fun, fun,
Mm-hmm.
fun, fun. I mean, you know how sometimes people they have like what they say all the time, like when you're leaving, they'll say, "Oh, be careful."
Mm-hmm.
I always say, "Have fun."
Oh, I love that. Have
Yeah,
fun.
that's the
Yes.
main goal in
Main
life
objective.
to
Yes.
me.
Hmm.
So, what about you? What's one word that describes your 20s?
Well, there was two because like my early 20s, I would say fun, like you. It was so fun. I
Mm-hmm.
had so many experiences. So also I could say experimental because I was just doing so much crazy stuff. But then later, because remember I got married early. I met my ex-husband when I was 22, and then we got married 8 months later.
Oh,
8 months
oh,
later,
oh,
yes.
wow.
And not
Okay.
for a pregnancy or anything. We were just in love. I
Mm-hmm.
love him. So, because he was the first person that I dated that wasn't in entertainment. He wasn't in entertainment. He wasn't trying to
Okay.
be Beverly Hills. He wasn't any of that. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was drawn to with him was his, and he was really cute too.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him at the Palace actually. Yes, and he was underage. I was 22. He was 18 and lied to get in with a fake ID like Zabrina there.
Oh,
And so he
yeah.
had a fake ID, which so yeah. Um, so and then the other part of my 20s, I would have to say motherhood because I had my first daughter 2 years after we got married. So
Oh, okay.
mhm.
So
Well,
what was
almost a
it? It
year.
was girl. What was?
Girl, that was Danielle was the first one. Then Dominique is the second. They're only 16 months apart. And then twin daughters that are Eden and Alexis. And then a son, Angel, and a son, Kiefer.
Oh, 4 girls and
Yeah, 2 boys.
two boys.
Yes.
Oh.
So mine was motherhood in the 20s, the second part.
Well, so if this conversation brought back a memory for you, imagine what it does for someone who's losing theirs.
Yep.
It's slipping away.
And that's what Music Memory Lane is all about.
Restoring joy, dignity, and connection through music.
So if you like everything that you saw and hear and want to hear more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can see more of us and just more happy memories and, go down memory lane.
Yes, and check out musicmemorylane.org.
Yep.
And we'll see you on the rewind.
Rewind. Yay!